Hey everyone, I'm Steve here with Brian Sanchez. As always, thanks for being here, Brian.
Always a good time with you, Steve. We always kind of have an incredible way to discuss these topics with everyone. Maybe.
Yeah, Brian's a personal trainer at Fitness for 10 in Carson City, Nevada. Now, when you hear this, it might be a Parkway Athletic Club.
True.
So, we are converting our Fitness for 10s in Northern Nevada to Parkway Athletic Clubs, and that will be a nice little advantage to everyone who lives in Northern Nevada. So we're kind of excited about that. Um, and it might have already happened as you hear this. Um, as you hear this recording, and if it hasn't happened, please don't tell anyone. Um, so
Hey, everybody, too. No. If you don't follow us, you have to know that Steve owns both Fitness for Tens and Parkway Athletic Club. So it's not like we're leaving. We're just merging things together.
Right, it's going to be fun.
It'll be great.
Management's really excited. So we're going to talk about how did I get this question? I did a short. Um, I do the shorts. I put them up across all my channels, but this one was on Instagram, and everyone's asking, "Can you be more specific about overtraining? How do you know if you're overtraining? What is overtraining? When are you overtraining?" And again, it's very different, and that's when I was telling you in the last video. I got my feelings really hurt because some guys making fun of me about it's obviously you're not overtraining, you're not training at all, you skinny little blah blah blah. Um, very hurtful, but it goes with the territory. I can take it. So, and he said, just go look in the mirror. I can't. I've overtrained so hard that I've shrunk myself up so little I can't even see myself in a mirror anymore. So
Yeah, you don't want to be so tiny, bro. You got to slow that down.
it might be
Slowly
from
roll.
overtraining. If anything, it's from overtraining, not training. So,
Well, you're down here lifting like 15 hours a day. Maybe you should cut
uh,
it down to like seven.
you know what? It's not even 15 hours a week. Now, it used to be,
Yeah, yeah.
not counting my running and all that stuff when I was playing football. That was crazy. But let's talk a little bit about, because first of all, we need to emphasize this is different for everyone. And this is a great question. So I thank all you people who asked, how do you know? Don't just tell us not to overtrain. It's hard to tell you all the stuff in a short video,
Right.
but this is very individualized. And you have to kind of get this feeling for yourself and know here, hey, I'm overtraining. I need to take a break. I need to back off. I need to go lighter. I need to go easier. I need to back off on some sets. And as you gain experience weight training, you will learn to do that. But why don't you start, Brian, with some of the things, because you've been doing this for a long time, and overtraining is when you can feel it, you can feel something, and I want to hear you some examples from you. And when you feel like you've overtrained, you have to back off. You have to let your body catch up. You have to back off in one way or another. So give us some examples of when you know you're overtraining, and what do you do when it occurs?
Uh, so, first off, the first thing I look at, and everybody should consider, is obviously it's different. Everybody's endurance is different, but the ability for my body to complete a workout, and I'm talking start to finish. It's never an easy workout for me, but I always have a sense of completion at the end of it. But when I start to get to the point where I really can't finish my workouts, I have to start asking myself why. Things to look out for: fatigue in the muscles, cramping up regularly. When you're resting, your body's not settling in. In other words, when you're done with a workout, um, your body doesn't stop burning calories. The body goes through a certain time frame where it balances back out and gets back to normal. And so if that takes longer for you to come down, you might be overdoing it, your recovery, if you will. The easy, simple things are muscle pulls start occurring, fatigue is occurring, you're not hitting your maximums at the level that you used to. Uh, the telltale sign for me is the joints in my body. Coming out of the world of heavy lifting, an example was we had a little competition with us here recently in Carson where we helped out with a bench press competition. And I decided I'd give it one more go. So I worked hard and I put the time in to make sure. I don't just train my chest; I train my entire body, but I train it at a crazy lifting level. And I was in so much pain by the time I was done because I overtrained that my elbows and my knees were throbbing for weeks. My simple fix for that is I loaded up on turmeric and all that kind of stuff when it comes to trying to get everything to settle in, and now I'm fine. But I had to step away. I took uh, 2 weeks off and went to 4 days a week when I came back. I wasn't even doing 5 days a week. And right now, to keep myself from injuring myself, doing something more significant than an old man getting arthritis, if you will, doing something more significant, I maximum workout for myself, even though I'm down here a lot of times 6 days a week. My own workouts are at a maximum 5 days a week, but generally between 4 and 5, depending how my body feels. The other thing is, I've learned over the years to really start listening to my body. If it doesn't feel right, I don't do it. If I'm about to, I use all the safety measures like squat racks and all this kind of stuff. When something is going to give in, I don't fight through the lift. I put it in the rack. In other words, if I feel my body going forward because I'm overloading it, then I just go with the movement and I let the rack take it. I protect myself from myself, if you will. So, pain, injury, if you're restless after a workout and you can't sleep, you might not be able to relax because you're overtraining. Fatigue is always the easiest one people throw out there, where you're feeling really, really tired all the time. You may not have a balance between your eating, your sleep, and your workouts, and you're investing all your time into your sleep, and then your nutrition starts acting funny, and then pretty soon you're just lethargic all the time. Those are things to look at. If you're on a system, make the adjustments. And for those of us who are gym fanatics, gym rats, whatever you want to call it, take time off. Now, the old rule is what, based on volume and effort of your workout, you should have the same amount of effort in your rest or your wind down from it, your break from it. The same thing has to go with how long you've been training. You need to take a look at your stuff. If you go to the gym 52 weeks out of the year, there is a real good chance you're setting yourself up for injury because you're not allowing the body to rest. You're not allowing it to heal. That would be like these professional athletes if they never stopped their sport and they played year round and never took breaks. A lot of them will take at least a month off before they go into light rehab training, preparing for the next year or the next season or the next competition. You have to rest your body. The other side to this, your nutrition. If your nutrition is bad, you can create problems for your body if you're doing the wrong things. Like, if, let's just say, if you're abusing alcohol. If you're abusing alcohol and you're significantly dehydrated a lot of the times, and you come in and you're starting to work out, there's a good chance you're overtraining your body just because you're there. So these are the little things you got to start looking at. Your behaviors have to be a part of it as well. Get your sleep, get your rest, set a program that starts at 3 days a week, working to 4, maybe 5. If you want to go to 6 days a week, make sure you're extremely balanced. I always recommend to all my clients take 2 days off a week from exercise at the gym. That does not mean don't be active. Go play golf, go play tennis, go ride your bike, go hike, but take 2 days off from the workload on the joints and the muscles that we normally do within the gym. Steve?
Here's the trick. We've talked about this before. Your intensity level has to match everything else you do, because your intensity level in the gym, lifting weights, is just one little piece of this. Now, your diet, you have to have enough nutrients, enough protein, enough amino acids to rebuild the muscle that
Yeah.
you tore down in your training. So you have to have enough food, you have to have enough energy to put back into the muscle. You also have to have time to let those muscles rest and recover, whether it's your chest or your legs or your shoulders or whatever body part we're talking about. So we talk about workout splits. Maybe you do an upper body, lower body, and it's 4 days a week. Monday, Thursday is one workout. Tuesday, Friday is another workout. Your intensity level has to match your recovery. So you have to have enough recovery. And you mentioned something that's a big key for me. If my joints are hurting, um, then I need to back off.
Right.
Now, if your muscles are hurting, that's what we're trying to do. Everyone likes it when your muscles feel sore and tired. It feels good. It feels like you did something. But when your joints are hurting, you've done too much. And if you're feeling something more on one side than the other side, you've done too much. So you need to rest both sides. So that's really important. And also, there's a mental issue. And you hit on that also. If you go into the gym and something doesn't feel right, now, this isn't, you don't just learn this as a beginner. This takes years. And also, it changes. When I was 18, I could do all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, being in my 60s, I can't do that stuff. My body doesn't want the intensity level and it wants more recovery. So I can modify that by lowering my intensity level. If I want to work out more times, I just lower my intensity level. So I can still be in the gym 5 days a week. But there is a mental issue there, and you hit on it, which is a very good point. And this is something that a good personal trainer is going to ask his or her client a lot of questions. How do you feel? And when I was training people, it was like, how did you feel Monday? Compare that to Wednesday, please. What about Tuesday? And I'm asking them because I can't feel their body. So all I can do is ask them questions about how they feel and how do you feel Monday compared to Friday. And then I can kind of relate it to how my body feels and make the best adjustments for that person. But if you go in and right here, you don't really feel right. Your body doesn't really feel right. You don't feel as strong. If you feel like you want to really push it hard, you're probably ready to go. If you feel mentally like you're ready to push it and you can't wait to do deadlifts the next day, if that's what you're doing, then you're probably good. But if you go, oh, I gotta do deadlifts tomorrow, oh, it's squat day, or your chest maybe doesn't feel right, or one side of your body doesn't feel right, that's because mentally your body is telling you to take a break. And that's an important thing to get in tune with as you age too, because it's different when you're young and it's different when you're older. But that is something that's really critical. It doesn't quite feel right today. You know what? I'm just going to go light. I'm just going to go through the motions and give my body a break. Your last thoughts, Brian?
Everybody should have longevity in their mindset when they work out. Everybody needs to make sure they're working on the stabilization of their body every week. It's not about just the big push. If you're not focused on the balance of your body, you're going to overwork certain areas and you're going to get hurt. Steve?
Yeah, it's I guess the last thing I would leave you all with is you have to learn your body. And
Yes.
that takes time, it takes experience to get really good at it, to know when you're overtraining or know when you're not overtraining and when to push and when to do an extra set. That's why I don't work out with workout partners. You know, when I was in college, I used to, but I do not use workout partners now because I don't want that workout partner saying one more rep. No, I don't want to do one more rep, or I do want to do one more set, or I don't want to do one more set because I know mentally and emotionally what I should do because I can feel my body. That workout partner who's just pushing me doesn't know what's inside my body like I know it.
Right.
So, Brian is a personal trainer at Fitness for 10. If you're in Carson City, go say hi if you're in the area. Soon to be Parkway Athletic Club. Thanks for being with us, Brian.
Always happy to be here, Steve. Take care, everyone.